Where's the carrot cake? Lahang! Come on!
The topping?
Yeah,
Okay.
the top.
Do you have any left? Any more? It was lovely. I've got 2 or 3 different things in my head of when I want to do something, I'm like, what would that person think about?
Yeah.
I hardly even know this person
Exactly.
because of a particular comment they made
Years
2
ago.
decades ago.
Exactly.
And it plays here.
That's an emotional charge. You need to do it for that person, whoever that is.
Yikes. This is a person so insignificant, seemingly so insignificant in my life.
Yeah.
But definitely there is, what would that person say?
I know.
And it's just a neighbour who lives way over the road. I've got close to no contact with that person at all.
Sometimes so
do
funny,
it.
yeah?
Do it. You need to do it. And that's why this technique is not just for the people we talk about today. It's for when you go through your life, you're going to find it. You need to do it a lot of times. And it's really good to do it. Like I would probably still be doing it on things now. Like, because I'm slowly surfacing new things. Oh, this one, I need to do it on this. Like, there are always going to be things that will help you. Let me neutralise that. And you really become like
That's crazy.
limitless. And then you find that the whole money thing will become so easy as a byproduct because all of these anchors are like that. So you don't even focus on money because now you're just so confident and so free, and you can really, you've got no fear when you want to do things, and that's the real magic. And then money's easy, you know? It's just a byproduct.
So next time, even like, for example, I would like to make a decision,
Yes.
but then I would feel like some resentment, then I should just look at this and do
Yeah. Find
this
where is,
technique.
yes, who is that person that is creating this feeling of resentment?
Yeah,
What is the anchor you've got?
yeah.
That charge, and you need to do a demarcating on this.
Look at your little blind kid. He's pretty spoiled, isn't he?
It's still warmer than it is in England.
Understatement of the year award.
Make Avery does some funny things with his son. He does like, he makes videos and things like that.
Lahang was telling me how it affected him, but you can share it with everyone as well, like how it shifted you.
While I was doing my son, and after I did my wife, I felt that every emotions, like all the attitudes I have, was not me. Because all the emotions that I am feeling is stored somewhere.
Yeah.
Like my confidence was stored somewhere. My confidence was not me myself. I didn't have that one. It was stored somewhere, like in my wife. And because she just trusts me so blindly, and no matter what, she's always on my side. So that's very positive.
Yeah.
And other side, it's very dangerous. It's like I'm losing myself.
Mm.
They are so dangerous for me. I realize now,
Yeah.
and they are like, I need to get everything back on me. Yeah,
Owning it again.
yeah, they're owing me, and I need to nurture that exactly at the beat.
Yeah.
And I think there is no even a single thing that will, if I connect these two, I'll be where I want to be.
Amazing.
Awesome.
And a big shift for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very big one.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Whenever I got time, I go to this place as much as I can.
As often, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
even
powerful.
even it's like the charge. I it's like so it's unseen, but it gets outside you so fast.
Yeah.
But the one thing I have done nice is that I'm not holding anyone's. That I feel so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so next time, a little bit of fun that you should have. You know, next time, in case you think, oh my god, this is a heavy day, tough. When you're having you want to fill your day with dopamine. Dopamine is the feel good hormone. So every time you do a difficult task, I actually have when you do your morning routine's obviously morning, I would say do your difficult stuff before 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Ideally. Why not after? Or like, okay, even up to 4 p.m. But I like to do the worst things 12 p.m. latest or 1. Why is it better to do in the morning than evening?
Guess you got more energy. Is it?
Plus your mind.
You won't hesitate.
Yeah, and it's also once you got yourself in a peak state from the morning routine. Remember, you feel like you can take on the world after your strong morning routine. That's the whole point of it. It's prepping you for peak state. So you want to get your AM peak state. The whole point of this morning routine, doing the HIIT or doing the cardio and all that technique, it's like you're getting ready for war. Every single day is like a war you're fighting. Okay, so you've got to think of it like a warrior and think, right, I can take on anything after this. That's why you don't open your phones, you don't do anything because you're reacting. In that 1 hour, you are protecting yourself and you're creating that shield. Otherwise, you're walking in completely armless, like without any armor, and you're just going to get cut up in life because that's what having no routine or having no peak state does.
Yeah.
So remember why you do your morning routine every day is purely so you can take on the day like a warrior. It's so important. Okay, these are investments externally to yourself. So you are your biggest investments, but this is yourself. This is building the investment in your self-education. But I want to make it very clear that investment outside of yourself has to matter as well. So every month put money into, that's why I start businesses. That's why I'm not sticking on just one, I'm always growing. Why do you think rich people constantly get richer? Because they're addicted to this process or they know some element of it. Most of them do this. They don't do it for money. It's the challenge plus making investments becomes easy, plus it's more fun and it makes financial sense to constantly grow your investments, diversify your portfolio. So if you are in one industry, think about I need to go into another. Eventually, systemize what you've got, and then let's go into a new one. You master it, of course. You can't be jack of all trades, master of none. You've got to do it. Plate spinning exercise. So you start off, one will just be 80% clear. You'll never be 100% on anything, just so you're aware. You get 80% success, and you're like in your head, I've got it 80%. Then you're ready to move on to the next one. Then you're ready to move on, and it's constant. You go back to them, and you keep plate spinning until they become 100 or whatever. But I think 100% means no learning, so I never give myself 100%. I'm very particular about that. I want to keep being better. Even after years and years of doing industries, I'm always learning. So, controlled by money to being in control. Doing this process for a minimum of 3 months, you'll see yourself, the shift you have from money's controlling me to now I am in control.
Or you would also be so straight with person that for some time.
No,
okay.
Well, I'll tell you. I fired my own mother from the job. You have to be that cutthroat. Like, I love her unconditionally. I've been spoiling her rotten all her life. But it was quite tough. I mean, I didn't actually fire her. She had a tantrum and said, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, don't be silly, look, you're taking it personally. It's his job. The problem with employing family, because I employed both my mum and dad, and they just take it for granted. It's the dynamics, So, no, it doesn't make a difference because I felt awful for 7 months. I felt like I really did something horrible. But It was actually the right thing to do for the business because it's business, not personal. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't. I personally would never do business with family again
Mm.
because they just take it for granted. So I tested it out. I took the chance. I knew that this could go wrong,
Mm.
but if they take it as a professional, professional way and don't make it a personal thing, then it'll work. But some people just don't respect it. So
Mm.
yeah, there's a very clear-cut thing about if you are doing business with
Yeah.
someone you've known for a long time, what you should do is protect it with very clear agreements from the start,
Yeah.
so that it's not a personal damage.
Yeah.
So I never lose any personal, like even the person that I've cut out,
Yeah.
he'll still be my friend next week.
If they, like, if their ego will allow them,
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
but
Because
but
some
I
people,
personally will still be their friend.
yeah.
So like I'll be like, oh no, never mind. Yeah, never worked out. It's all right. This didn't work out because, yeah, business with us too doesn't work out great.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be like, I don't hold resentment. One thing I don't ever do is hold any grudges. And I don't do resentment because it's just a wasted energy. It's so bad for you. But I would certainly, to protect a friendship, or if you're going to do business with people you like or you want to keep as friends or acquaintances, is just have very clear agreements about things and don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
Don't assume that they will do things and they don't.
For example, if something happened that you didn't consider in the contract,
Yeah.
and then you have to make a decision, should you kind of do, how
do
would
you
you
exit?
negotiate then?
Okay, so what they did something that voided the contract?
No, for example, a situation happened that it wasn't included in the contract. Like
Well, then that's okay.
we didn't expect that to happen, and now we need to kind of
Discuss it.
deal with discuss
Right.
that.
Okay. So one, there is no fear of you doing anything legally incorrect because my
Yeah.
first point of call is what am I legally entitled to do? If it's
Okay.
written black and white that I have to do X, Y, Z, I will never disagree with that.
Yeah.
So that's I take it on the chin. So if I
Yeah.
made a decision that ended up being the wrong one, but it was on paper
Yeah.
that I agreed X, Y, Z, I will
You
do X, Y, Z.
decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow it to the end. There's always an exit clause.
Yeah.
So as long as there's an exit clause, and I will be like, okay, I'll wait for this to finish, and I learned that lesson, I won't do it again. End of. If there's something that comes up that is out of contract, that is completely new,
Yeah.
then it's open to discussion, and then I have no fear of discussing it because there's no legal obligation to even do it. So like if the worst case scenario is they don't want to listen, but then you don't have to deal with it. You don't even have to. Technically, there's no fair game because there's nothing written out. So there's always a win. There's always a win. Hi guys, so it's day 5 of the Millionaire Mindset Program here in Sicily, and quite frankly, these views have held strong during the last 5 days. It's been incredible. So the whole point of this program and the whole point of very successful people coming here, whether they're actually beginning or whether they're already established, we've got a mix of people who are at the beginning of their financial journey, in which case they've come really at the right time because we're going to set the foundation to be successful, versus others who are already in businesses, already making very strong incomes, but they just plateau. So just ask yourself, have you ever made money and then you thought, you're making more income and then it just keeps going back down to the same place each time? That's called a plateau, and it happens to very successful people all the time, whether you are making 7 figures or whether you're just getting to your first 100,000 revenue a year. This is all the same kind of technique that I teach people. However, the levels will change, of course. So what we've learned in the last 5 days is that we've worked with subconscious mind programming, figuring out what are these voices in your head that are holding you back and not allowing you to take control of your wealth, or why you're not feeling comfortable. Why doesn't it sit well with you to be super wealthy? A lot of people, believe it or not, have a problem with being wealthy, and that's what we want to change. So as you can see there, we have an environment where they relax, have a great view. Every now and then they go for breakout exercises, and we move the furniture around, just get comfortable. I make them we set goals. One of the 6 pillars to being super wealthy is getting very strict goals and knowing how to achieve them. We do it through a reverse engineering process
built in with a lot of neuro-linguistic programming and a lot of neuroscience behind it all. And I make sure that they're always around inspiring views. So a little tip for you guys, if you're going to be trying to set some incredible new financial goals, personal goals, whatever it is, you cannot do it in an enclosed room or your bedroom or your house. You know, sometimes you need to go to a new area. In fact, it's not sometimes, you always should go to a new area. Look at this. This is incredible. So I've made sure that they've got the mountains, the limitless view of an ocean, and of course a beautiful pool behind it. And throughout that time, they feel like they're able to achieve anything because there's no limits, and the philosophy behind that is very specific. So there are no limits. The only imagination and the only belief system that's holding you back is your own mind, and the belief system's in there. So we work on the subconscious mindset, we work on goal setting, we work on your relationship with wealth, which is super powerful because let's face it, that's the key one. Most people have this horrible subconscious belief about money and wealth and rich people. Most people don't like it. And that's why subconsciously, why would they want to be wealthy when they think other rich people or wealth as an overall concept isn't a very good one, or is not something that sits right with them. So we reprogram that, just like how you'd install a new program on your software, your iPhone or your Android or whatever you use. We have to do the same thing in our own mind. So that's what we do in this incredible place. Next. Coco, of course, is key. Next, we work on our toxic relationships. There are always going to be some toxic relationships in your life. These are the ones that are not helping you get to where you want to go. They're always going to be anchors in your life, whether they come in forms of people or situations. We need to identify that. If you can't figure out who they are, that's why they're always going to be a sabotaging behavior pattern in your life. Oh no! Henry!
He's barking when you're talking.
No. I think we get cut out.
No, I was going to hold on to him. No, I was going to throw him in the river.
I don't trust you. I've seen the cat.
I don't trust you.
My baby comes first. Henry comes last. The cat comes second. Henry comes last. This is my baby. This is my baby. Look at my baby. This is my cutie. Look at that cutie. This is the master, the Sicilian master. The Godfather started there. Oh, look at that sunshine. Look at that. Those views. Okay, so the next one we're going to be talking about, and we have been working on today, was toxic relationships. Now, you can't really identify a toxic relationship unless you know where you're going to go. You need to be clear on your goals. Once they're super clear and you know who you have to become to achieve that goal, then you can go about deciding who currently or who is around me that is toxic and is sabotaging my success. And quite frankly, it is a process I do on purpose right on the last day, because then they can leave having a very clear of where they want to go, who they have to become, and then let's remove the toxic relationships, whether it's people or situations, and change it. So very important to change it. There is also a lot of fun as part of the financial reprogram that I do, is I force you to have a VIP experience, which most people always think, oh, I'm not good enough yet to be living a luxurious life or do something that's really a bit over the top. But quite frankly, you do need to. And this is where I want my students to really enjoy their life and have a really, once a week, they have to do some sort of VIP experience, which is going to be super fun. And that will help program their brain for success, for living a higher standard. So ultimately, I can't go through everything in one go because it takes me 5 solid days to go through the content with my students. We have so much fun doing it. We also go out in Sicily and we've enjoyed viewing Sicily on a boat. You know, it's super fun. So wherever we go, whether it's in Sicily or a different beautiful island, we just make sure one thing is always going to happen. You will get incredible, inspiring views, and you will be encouraged to think big. Stop playing a small game. We want you to think big. So there you have it. And back to my students, and I'm going to go see what else I can make sure that they are needing before they become super, super powerful going forward into their lives next week.
That is literally it. That is literally it,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Oh shit, this bit's
And every so often you do a karate kick.
What's a karate kick? What do you mean? Like this?
Perfect. Yes.
With my hands, do this every time. Wait, so. Then heel, toe, heel, toe.
Yep, well, yeah, not too bad, yeah.
I had my own twist. Sorry, I'm back. So that's too straight. Sorry, if anyone didn't realise, I am the most immature person. So,
What has Hither been drinking?
I drink fresh air, Sicilian air. But, does that have to meet much?
Come on, speed it up.
Yes, you have to do
Speed it up.
Oh my god. Do we switch legs ever?
it. Not really, but you can if you watch
What's happening? I have to watch the mirror. Okay, two.
Very quick learner.
One, two. Where's the karate kick? Flying! Come on!
Yeah.
Can we start off like this? This is how it ends.
Oh.
This is another little souvenir, so I've got the names on each one. This is a souvenir, Magda woman
Thank you.
and Joe. So this is how I'm going to do your evaluation. So I want you to open up what you have,
Okay.
and this is a Sicilian souvenir,
Okay.
and it's very, when you, it's okay, but when you open it you'll see why. Tell me, you will exactly know why you have one of these, and it will give you a very good reminder of the learnings of this.
Ooh.
There you go.
Gotta watch the movie.
Yeah, we need to take pictures of this. This is hilarious. See?
That's so awesome.
And you have a pen there.
Yeah.
It's Italian from the San Vito La Capa.
Oh.
So you have your journaling pen. And so next time you think, I want to
Il
play a...
padrito sono io.
Yeah, Il Padrino Sono Io means I am the godfather.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's awesome. Thank you.
So what do you use it for? So I told you.
Awesome.
The land of the godfather.
Yes.
You have to have one of these.
Yes.
I have my
thank
own
you.
like this in the house, and I absolutely love it. I bought it on my last trip, and I was like, they need this. Like, this is Sicily.
Sicilia, yeah.
So next time you ever think of trying to play the small game,
Yeah.
you look at this mug and say, hey, who are we kidding? The godfather doesn't mess around. Okay? So you need to drink out of it, use it as a pen holder, whatever you want to do, but it has to stay somewhere where you can see it and remind yourself of what you've been doing.
Visualize.
Visualize the big
visualize,
game.
visualize.
And you will always be thinking like, okay, forget being little. You're
Yeah.
going to be like the godfather. What would the godfather do, you know? Yeah, and you have to actually watch that movie.
Yeah, I will.
Hi, I'm Joe from Ireland. Why did I come here to beautiful Sicily? I've done the FX training with Hither last year. I got some great training on that, good understanding, but my mind wasn't in the right place to make it go further forward. So when I heard about this course, I was enthused by the idea of it, and I'm very pleased I've come on it. I've done some other mind work in the past and needed to brush up on it, and following the 5 days here, I have truly made a big step mentally of where I need to go, what I want to do, and where I am going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, 10 years, and it's all part of what we learned here today. Couldn't enthuse you enough to come. It's been great, and yeah, it's all good.
Hi, my name is Magdalena Pawłowska. I am a digital marketer, best-selling author. I came to a Millionaire Mindset Program with Hither Mann here in beautiful Sicily to work on my mindset, of course. I'm aware that my goals and my financial thermostat is really related to my mindset, so I couldn't imagine a better person to learn from. So I came here, I'm super happy. We spent 5 days working on 6 main areas, and it's just been amazing. So the biggest shift for me was the financial thermostat and working on not being attached to money or to what I own, if I have this or that. So we went through many very deep methods and processes. Of course, I won't tell you anything about that. You need to, and it's not that I don't want, but it's all about that you have to experience those on your own. So that's why I would really highly recommend you to come to this kind of retreat with Hither. And to be honest, that's been just amazing for me. So I'm just looking forward to reaching to my new goals, to fulfilling my new purpose, and I'm just super happy. So thank you, and all the best to all of the future students. I highly recommend you to be here.
Hello, my name is Lahang Limbu, and currently we have just finished our 5 days Millionaire Mindset, which had made me so powerful from inside and outside, and it just the shift inside the mindset that she has taught us, which is very important to get where you want to be. If you're confused and you don't know what you want to do, you just come to an event, get a little bit of knowledge, which can help you make a decision in your life. And Fortune Academy is only the academy in the world that can deliver that amount of value. Yeah, it's a lifetime program, so you can come again and again. So just don't worry about if you put your investment and you lose it. It's just not, it doesn't work like that. It's very different. So feel very confident coming to Fortune Academy and growing yourself. And a very big thank you to Hither Mann and the group that has made the program successful. It just can't thank in words how hard it was to make the program.
Slide this way if you're trying to see results. Active, get active, they can't match this. I got ambition, I'm driven. Hither man got the vision. Stay woke, if you're trying to win, you should listen. If you're trying to win, you should listen. Stay woke, if you're trying to win, you should listen. If you're trying to win, you should listen. Stay woke.